Hello, everyone, and welcome to our last Talking Point Tuesday session. I'm Anjali Harvie with Keller Williams Experience, and here we have Brad Trojan. Hey, Brad.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Yes, as Anjali mentioned, this is our last episode for Talking Point Tuesdays, and we're going to be going over the options of downsizing your home. And we're excited to announce 5 key points that we have for anybody who's interested in making the big move from, moving from a big place to a much smaller place.
Yeah, so we'll kick off to the first one here. So the first one, and really all of these, what it really comes down to is your lifestyle. So that's something that you have to keep in mind when you're thinking about downsizing and when you've made the decision. All of these different points that we're going to talk about really all have to do with the lifestyle that you have now and the lifestyle that you want and the whole reason you're downsizing. So going into our first point, it's really your motivation to downsize. So downsizing can be a really difficult process and emotional sometimes, depending on why you're doing that. And so what you should really be focusing on is exactly that, your why, your motivation for it. So sometimes people downsize, because maybe you're an empty nester and your kids have all gone off to school or bought their own homes, and you just have too much space and you need a little less space just for yourself or yourself and your partner. So you may be going down from a 3-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. Another reason for downsizing, maybe your lifestyle has changed and you want to go down south. And so you're only here for half the year. Another might be for health issues. Maybe you need main floor living. You don't want to do the stairs anymore. You need to be closer to a hospital. Factoring in your age, long-term and short-term goals. These are all things that are really important to keep in mind throughout the process, and to really focus on during those times that maybe it can be physically or emotionally demanding to make those big changes. So sometimes another thing is you want to have maybe even the same size home, but something with an accessory dwelling or a basement apartment to bring in some extra income to help you with your mortgage payment or at certain points in your life when that extra income could be helpful. So moving on to the second point, Brad will talk to us about that there.
Yeah, the second point here is we'll just get more in the depth of downsizing your items, and it's a very emotional thing. I think a lot of people can understand when it comes to downsizing your home, more often than not, you're going to have to cut bait with particular items in your house, like whether if it's furniture or items or special items that may be with family members that you've gotten as gifts. It can be very emotional and it can be a struggle because we get it, there's, especially if one cleans out their home, like say if you get to a basement or an attic where you're going through old stuff, there's a lot of sentimental pieces that you have and it can bring a lot of memories back and emotions back. So it can be difficult, but so you need to have a plan in place, work with family members, go through some items, and a rule of thumb that we use is if you haven't used this item in the last, 3, 4, 5 years, then it may not be necessary to have anymore. And it can be a difficult process, but having a plan in place can really help because when you want to downsize to your new home, you don't want to move into a house that's all of a sudden feels very cluttered because it's not going to be comfortable for you. It's not going to be comfortable for your partner, your family, if you have any pets. It can certainly be a process, but talk it out with your family, go through a plan and really keep the items that mean the most to you and that you can also utilize the most as well. So downsizing your items, it can be a tall task in order, but one that has to be done and one that can be done, especially with the help of family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so going into our third point, we're going to be talking about home ownership types. So depending on the lifestyle that you're looking for, whether it be more of a private lifestyle or community-based living, it can be really helpful to explore different ownership types. So from the two main ones would be freehold or leasehold properties, from condos, townhouses, or detached living. So the style and ownership type really can change based on your lifestyle and how your lifestyle changes. So are you a more outdoorsy person? Are you really social? Do you like to garden and barbecue? Hang out in your backyard privately? Do you spend your winters traveling? Is land maintenance something that you don't really want to take care of anymore? These are all questions to consider, especially as you're making this big change in downsizing, which usually happens later in life, and especially something with maintenance and taking care of your land. Sometimes leasehold or condo based living can really be the more ideal solution for some individuals. Leasehold properties also, though, tend to have certain limitations on what you can and can't do to the property, but the property maintenance is taken care of, and there's a greater sense of community for the most part. Similar to how condos are set up, land lease living is very similar to that in many respects. So depending on what kind of lifestyle you want, the different ownership type is really important to consider. Brad will finish us off here talking about the last couple of points.
Yeah, so point number 4 we have here, it's a tip that you can use to help with downsizing is using your home's equity. If you know the exact location you want to live in, but there isn't something available, you can utilize your home's equity to potentially build a new build, smaller home that may be perfect for you. There's still lots of land out there across Ontario and across Canada for that matter. You can use equity to purchase some land and build your own place if you want. You can have minimal maintenance with it. You can have everything new and built to your specific specifications in terms of to accommodate if you have any, say, health issues, or if you just want to have an easier style of living. You can get the most out of your finances by pulling out equity from your current home to build your dream retirement home. With the way prices are, particularly in Southern Ontario, you can get quite a bit of cash in your hand actually and use to build a smaller home outside the city or outside major demographic areas and build something to your needs. So that's certainly an option that is very appealing to people that are looking to downsize. So which goes into my last point, there are options to do this. Point number 5 is I'm just going to briefly touch upon 2 options you can do. There's the chip mortgage option and the reverse mortgage option. So this is something that may not be necessarily for everybody, but it targets demographics for people that, are approaching retirement, or they're in retirement, or they have downsizing families. Let's say their kids have moved out and they've gone on their own and they don't want to maintain, say, that 2,000, 3,000 square foot house anymore. There's these mortgage options that they can look into and certainly find out more and see if it can be beneficial for them. So we won't go into that too much, but if anybody's ever interested, reach out to me, reach out to Anjali. We can certainly go over that for you and find out if it's the right fit for you. And if you want to learn more about it, I can certainly take a phone call. We can take a phone call and we can go over if this is the right plan for you. There are certainly, bottom line is there are quite a few different strategies in terms of how we can utilize your downsizing plans and making them work the best for you.
Definitely. Thank you so much, everyone. That wraps us up for our Talking Point Tuesday session. 5 weeks you've been with us. Thank you for listening.
We appreciate you guys very much. This is just been quite a journey, but we've certainly learned a lot. We hope you guys have learned a lot as well. And if you want to continue to learn more, you can find us on all of our social channels. We can be found on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and our videos are also posted on YouTube as well, as well as our Facebook business page. So if you ever want to look back and find out, want to refresh on any one of the 5 topics we've discussed, they'll always be there. And if you want to learn more, feel free to reach out to one of us. I'm sure between the 2 of us, we can certainly help you in terms of your real estate and mortgage needs.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much again. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully talk to you all individually soon. Take care.
All the best.